Hey, what's going on? Mr. Mulligan back with another video. Hope everybody is enjoying this game as much as I am. I figured I'd bring you guys a how to win online matches. I've really been getting into the head-to-head matches on here and really enjoying them. So I'm just going to bring you guys a few tips here. First tip is to do a swing calibration before each round. I know that might sound a little excessive, but it allows you to tell the game what your tempo is going to be. And as long as you hit those 10 shots as consistently as possible, it is really going to help improve your tempo. And you'll see that coming up in this next match. So you see here on the swing calibration, you can tell I'm pretty much hitting everything fast. Everything's going to the left. But when the game sees you do that, that fast becomes your new perfect. So I tend to swing a little bit fast, so when I do the swing calibration, it allows me to turn that fast into a perfect swing, and I can be a little bit more consistent. So after I hit my last shot here on the swing calibration, I'll usually just head back to the range, and I'll just verify that the shot calibration did what I thought it was going to do, and I can consistently hit perfect shots. So I'll usually sit here on the range and just hit a couple practice shots, just kind of make sure the tempo's right. And once I get a couple perfects, I will move on and head into the matches. So let's just take a look at these swings. And had a bit of a finger slip there. You can see that we went red slow, so we're not going to count that one. We'll just do a couple more here and see if we can dial it in. There we go, just slightly slow, so a lot better. And there's a pretty good one right there. Just see if we can hit one or two more good ones, and then we will head into the match. A little bit fast there. And again, a little slow. We'll hit a perfect one here, and then we'll be good. There it is. Alright, now we can go ahead and jump into the match, and we'll get on to some more tips. So if y'all have been doing matchmaking, you will notice that the leaderboards are actually updating right after the matches now instead of several days. So you can see here we are 15, 8, and 4. So not a terrible record, but not great as well. So we'll go ahead and jump into a match and see if we can improve that record on our way to #1 in the world. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is hit R1 and go over to the settings, and you can take a look here. I like to look at the fairway and green firmness. You can see both of them are firm in this case, and that just gives you a good idea of what to expect when the ball hits the green and fairway. You can expect when they're firm, they're going to bounce pretty hard and roll out, so we can take that into consideration when playing. The other thing is play rotation, or play order, I should say. So you can see here, my opponent is going first. A lot of match play is going to be dependent on what order you're in, right? So you can either take the chance on certain shots and go for the more risky shot and possibly put yourself in danger. But I would say that that's not beneficial unless you really know that your opponent is in trouble. So you can see here, he hit a really good drive off the first tee box, so I'm just going to step up there and hit a safe drive as well. And you can see we pretty much hit identical drives here. But I am out for the second shot. So I didn't really plan here, but I like to leave myself a full shot into a green so that I'm not hitting a pitch. I would like to either hit a normal, a flop, or a splash shot. You tend to be able to get those to sit down a little bit quicker. And also, I just can't seem to get the tempo right on pitch shots for some reason. But you can see here, I hit this red fast, so not ideal, but we are in the middle of the green, so it's fairly safe. And now we allow our opponent to choose here how aggressive he wants to be. If he wants to go really hard at that pin and possibly miss the green, or if he wants to play it safe as well and just go for the middle of the green. And he's going to hit a pitch right up there, and he also is going to go right at the middle. So we are out on this putt, and something that I actually just noticed, I probably should have noticed this ahead of time, since it is on the pro preset difficulty, you actually get 3 putt previews for this 9 holes, and I actually drained this without using the putt preview, which was pretty incredible. Really put the pressure on him. And now, so the reason I bring up the putt previews is if I was him in this case, I would use a putt preview right here and give myself the best opportunity to make this putt, because you can see here he's got a very, very long putt, and the odds of him making it without any help from the putt preview are pretty slim. So if I were him, I would use it. You really want to use them sparingly, and I like to at least save one for the last hole of the match, or for the last hole where I'm possibly facing elimination. So we get the win on the first hole, which was big due to that very lengthy putt that I kind of luckily made. So we do get honors here on hole number 11, or the second hole of the match. So we're just going to play it safe. I've been hitting the driver great, so I'm not too worried about it. Usually end up in the fairway. You can see here I'm slightly to the right, but it is going to kick a little bit and not quite make it. But I'm not too worried about that. At the beginning of playing this game, I was very cautious about hitting it in the rough, but now I've kind of learned how it affects the shot, and usually just take 2 or 3 more clubs depending on how bad the lie is, and it just play it as normal. So you can see here, he knows I'm in the rough. If I was in his position, I probably would have gone with something a little safer, like a 3-wood, and just gave myself a nice easy approach shot into this green. But instead, he hits it into the water, and now he's chasing the whole rest of the hole.
Here's a 3-wood.
So he's going to hit this 3-wood, and again, not a smart play. He plays it up the left side, and it's going to almost run into the water. So now I know that he's already hit it in the water once and dropped, so I can be a little bit more passive. So you can see I'm playing it out to the right side of the green here, clubbing up a little bit because I'm in the rough, and just hitting a nice, easy, not necessarily a layup, but not going for the pin because it's so close to the water. I know I'm already at an advantage. He's already hit it in the water, so we can be a little bit more cautious there. Match play is all about what your opponent does. You kind of play your own golf, but also you dictate what you do based off of where your opponent's lying, what their situation's like, and you can see now he's panicking. He's going to hit it in the water again, and we already have this hole in the bag. We know it, so we can play the rest of the hole out pretty easily. And I will save y'all from the disaster that is the remainder of this hole for my opponent, and we will skip to the next hole. All right, we got a par 3 here. Not really sure, but whenever you play this hole, it always makes you hit it really short, or it suggests you hit it really short. So we got a front pin location. We can be fairly aggressive. We are 2 up on the round, so we're just going to go right at it. And you can see here, not the best swing plane, and I hit it fast, so we're going to end up in the bunker. Not the worst leave, but definitely open up the door a little bit for our opponent to come in and possibly put one close and really put the pressure on. Any day now.
And they're choosing the 6-iron here.
All right, so he hit a fairly good shot. It's going to roll out a little bit. He's going to have a pretty lengthy putt there, so we can expect him to 2-putt. So we just need to put this close enough for a tap in, and we can walk away having this hole. And those of you that don't know, to have a hole is to tie it essentially, and the score does not change. So right now I am 2 up. If we have this hole, I will go into the next hole still 2 up. So another time that you can use a putt preview is right here, which he probably did, in order to ensure that he wins this hole. Not ensure, but to give himself a better chance of winning that hole by sinking that really lengthy putt, because he already knows that I'm in for par. So if he can make birdie, he's up. And he gets honors here on the next hole, and he's going to hit a fairly good drive right down the left side of the fairway. And we're going to have to step up and match that.
All right, next stop, let's hope for some fairway.
So you can see there, I pushed it a little bit to the left side of the fairway just because I was afraid of that water, and because of that, I ended up hitting it fast. And I believe this is actually the part of the match where my dad came in and we were discussing the potential of me losing my job. So I was a little upset, a little angry, and I started hitting everything red fast. So that doesn't really help when winning a match play. So that kind of comes into the mental aspect. You got to keep your cool and stay focused at the task at hand and not really focus on the outside world. So he's going to hit a really solid shot. I mean, an excellent shot up here for a tap-in eagle. And we already know we're out of this hole unless we can hold this right here. So we'll get it as close as we can, but we know that we're going to have to probably just concede this hole and move on with the round.
Whoop, might be going long.
Again, I'm still upset, as you can see. Everything's going red fast, so I had to tell him to leave for the moment and just let me focus and finish this match, and then we would talk about it later. And I lipped out, which doesn't help at all. So then you keep getting frustrated and finish the hole, move on, act like nothing happened, and we'll get the next hole to even things out. All right, so we are all square going into the 5th hole of the day. And our opponent is going to start off this hole here. Does have honors from winning the previous hole, and he's going to hit a nice drive right up the left side of the fairway again. So with the par 5s, it's pretty important to wind up in the fairway because you do want that opportunity to hit on the green in 2 potentially. But in a par 4, off the fairway is not the end of the world. And again, I'm hitting it red fast. You can see that I'm still slightly frustrated from my conversation and the way I played that last hole. So I just kind of told myself, calm down, just swing it, swing like you normally do. You'll be fine. Again, hitting out of the heavy rough, club up 2-3 times. Typically an extra 20-30 yards is going to really do the trick here. And you can tell that was really thick. So it's just going to run up there. We're going to wind up to be just a little short, but allows us to hit a nice, easy, I'll probably go with a splash shot here to put it really close.
7-iron on display here. In the approach, heading to the left.
Now, in my opponent's, if I was in my opponent's shoes there, I would have just gone for the middle of the green. Not really gone pin seeking, because you get it in the middle of the green, you give yourself an opportunity to make a birdie putt. He already knows that I'm probably not going to hole out from off the green for birdie, so just give yourself a putt and see where it takes you. If you go pin seeking and you wind up in the bunker or just off the green, it really makes your ability to make birdie a lot harder. So here I'm going to hit a little splash shot, get it up there fairly close. And see what my opponent does here. Alright, he's just going to chip it up there and nearly hole it, but we're probably about equal distance out here. I got, 9 feet? And going to miss. So something that I've been kind of practicing recently is if I have a left to right, right to left, breaking putt, play a little bit less break and a little bit more power to hit it through the break. And I tend to find myself making more putts that way instead of playing, because I never play enough break. So instead of playing more break, I'll just play slightly less, maybe just put it just outside of the hole, and on the power meter on the putt, I'll just go just past the white, so slightly into the what would normally be the red, but on the putter it's just, you know, the gray on the high side. Just go slightly into that, and tends to make more putts. And I think I tried that here in this round coming up, so I'll talk about that again when we get there. But you can see here, it's very important on a par 5 to wind up in the fairway, because we do have the opportunity to go for the green in 2. So we are down 1, so we really need to put the pressure on our opponent and potentially cause him to make a mistake. So we're going to hit a really good shot up here on in 2 on a par 5. So we're looking at an eagle putt. And this is kind of what I'm talking about. I'm down 1 in the match, so I got to make moves, and that's why I went for a little bit more risky shot rather than potentially laying up. So now I'm really putting the pressure on the opponent to also go for the green, because he knows that we have a really, really good chance at birdie. And he's going to hit a pretty good shot here as well, just slightly longer.
This, that's for
all right, so again, we have those 3 putt previews. Now would probably be a good chance for, or a good time for him to use it. And it doesn't look like he took that opportunity.
22 feet to the cup.
So we got a right to left breaker here. Still have our putt preview, so we're going to use one. You can see I would have missed on the high side. I would have missed up on the right, so we're going to play it a little bit more to the left. And there we go. Look at that. So with the putt preview, we're able to make an eagle and take a hole back on our opponent. All right, moving on to my favorite hole in golf, TPC Scottsdale, hole 16, the infamous, the famous stadium hole. So we are all square in the match with 3 holes to play. So we got a little bit of time to win a hole, but we also don't want to lose a hole this late into the match. So we're just going to play a nice safe shot up here on the green. Hit it slightly fast, but this is going to be just all right. Look at that shot, and the crowd goes wild. That's what I love so much about this hole. Would love to play it in real life. How exciting would that be? Still one of my favorite videos of all time is Tiger Woods making a hole-in-one here. Can't get more hyped than that. All right, so our opponent now steps up, and he saw our really good shot. So, again, the order in which you play is going to really dictate the match. So he sees us hit a good shot. He's forced to hit a good shot, and he steps up and does. So he's going to hit this putt, and the speed at which he hit it, I would suspect he didn't use a putt preview. So either he's out or he doesn't know about them. And so we're going to hit this pretty easy putt. We're going to overpower it just slightly to negate any break in it, and we're going to hit it right in the center of the cup. All right, now this hole, you can see there is water on the left, so I'm going to play it a little bit more to the right just in case I do exactly that and I hit it red fast. Now the good thing about hitting it red fast is I'm going to get a little bit more distance and get on the green, but also that's the reason I aimed a little bit to the right at the beginning, because I was afraid of that water.
Let's see how this tee shot goes.
And you can see here our opponent did not take that into consideration. I don't know whether he hit it fast, just pulled it really hard, but he is going to end up in the water. And now we are sitting pretty. So we are 1 up and 2 to play, this hole included. And you can see, I don't know how he winds up behind this stadium. That was kind of weird when we were playing. I was really confused, but we already got this hole in the bag, so we can consider ourselves going 2 up after this hole. And you know what that means? The match is over because there is only 1 hole left to play after this. So we still have our putt previews. Might as well use it to try and go out in style on this putt. There it is, fairly close right off the rip, so we're just going to aim a little bit more to the left. And hope and pray this goes in for an epic finish. And we just barely missed. We leave it a centimeter short. How unfortunate. But you can see how the putt preview really gives you the advantage. And like I said, I didn't notice this until probably about 12 matches. So, 12 opponents that I played got the advantage of me not using putt preview. So I don't know if everybody knows this. I don't know how many people don't know about it, but it's there, so your opponent can use it. You might as well use it and plan accordingly. Try and leave one for the last hole or when you're facing elimination. And other than that, hope these tips help and hope to see you online. If you find that any of these tips help you or you enjoy the new mic that I bought, please leave a like on this video. I would really appreciate it. Also, if you have 2 seconds, please hit that subscribe button for more tips, tricks, and online gameplay I'm going to be bringing to you in the future. Road to #1 in the world starts today. We're already in the top 1,000, so we're just going to keep grinding it out and see how far we can get. Thanks for watching, guys, and tune in for the next one. See ya!